Disabilities Act. And that number is increasing because our population is getting older. Having said that, in terms of the libraries, the Talking Book program is, in some respects, similar to a branch library. We serve about 3,500 individuals who are print disabled in Miami-Dade County. And in addition to providing those individuals with service, we also provide services to other counties within Florida and interlibrary loans, in fact, throughout the country, which again is sort of like a branch. These 3,400 or 500 people manage to use up somewhere near 100,000 circulated items a year. And all of that is done by a relatively tiny staff. What's interesting about the collection is that the collection doesn't cost Miami-Dade County anything. It is in fact provided by state and federal funds, as is the database within which the cataloging and other information is actually provided. That doesn't mean that we devalue the role of Miami-Dade Public Libraries. But I would like to remind you, and I'm sure that Raymond remembers, that this county has a history of excellence in talking book services, in that one of the very first sub-regional librarians to be recognized as the best in the country was Barbara Moyer, who in fact is retiring this month. I think the point that I would leave you with in terms of trying to get a notion of the role that libraries play in the lives of people with visual impairments is to understand that the service that must be delivered is far more complicated, because folks who serve in the Talking Book Library program don't simply provide circulation. They have to also be counselors and advisors, because many of the people who are trying to access the program are newly disabled, need advice, need help. They need a level of expertise and competence that just isn't there. So it's my hope that in the $64 million budget that you guys are hopefully going to adopt by resolution this afternoon, you'll include a recommendation that says that whoever is hired to take Barbara's place will be a master's qualified librarian and will have, for the most part, only the job of the Talking Book librarian to do. One of the difficulties that we faced with the staff shortages is that our Talking Book librarian has in fact become manager of another program, which has meant that he hasn't had enough time to work on some of the exemplary programs that made the Miami-Dade Public Library System's Talking Book program the seminal program that it was. The last thing I want to say is, it seems to me that we need to recognize that people with disabilities are a minority like all of the others. The truth is, we are the poorest of all of the minorities, and the truth is, we're the most underserved of all of the minorities. It is time that the Dade County Public Library system, and indeed that government as a whole, recognize an obligation to provide appropriate and effective services to a population that has been far more marginalized than any other in our county. Thanks a lot, you guys.